What's up everyone, it is Lo, Beauty Demon, and we are back to talk about internet BS. This is a continuation of a video I posted just a few days ago, and it is about OkBaby and their breakup and how things have been going in, recent times. Within the past week or so, it's been a lot in their world, so we're gonna jump into it today. But before we do, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time I post. And don't send anybody that we talk about in this video any hate or negativity or anything like that. These are just my thoughts and opinions based on what I'm seeing play out on the internet. So if you have something to say about what we're talking about, just shoot it down in the comments below. That's what they are there for. Okay, so in my last video, it was just kind of like an update of like, what's going on in these people's lives? How has the breakup been for them? Are they thriving? And my general thought was Oscar seems to be thriving in the sense that he can just jump off and go on vacations and is hanging out with the vlog squad and Karina Kampf, who is some hot influencer and all that. And Kira has mostly been at home, not doing a whole lot, but has been making content and is of course doing things like planning a breast augmentation and whatnot, but she does seem to be the one that's working a little more. But also in that video, I briefly mentioned that there had been a live that Kieran Swan from KK and Baby J, who Oscar is friends with this family vlog channel, went live and Oscar and Karina were in it. Well, I was slightly mistaken in that. Now, Kieran did go live. I don't think she was live very long because what happened, it seems that they switched over to Oscar's Instagram page. Now the three of them had went out and had been drinking. I'm hoping that Karina was not drinking because she was actually driving them in the car when they were doing this live. So it was Oscar and Kieran in the back seat. I'm not gonna lie, Kieran, she gives off mean girl vibes, 100%. The entire time she is giggling. It's like she's trying to get him to just like say stuff online. Pertaining to what, I am not really sure. A lot of people in the comments were asking about Kira. They were asking all sorts of questions that people want to know. Did Kira cheat? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me break this down a little bit. So they're driving and Oscar is obviously intoxicated. He says he's way drunker than anyone else and that Kieran is the one that was continuing to pour him shots. So they decided to jump on the live and Oscar's mom and another family member, maybe his sister, were in the live chat. Super awkward because at one point Karina says, put one in the chat if you want to hook up with Oscar. Ugh, there's like his mom and his sisters in there, like gross. But right off the bat, Oscar's mom said to give us the juice, as in like spill the tea. She wanted all the info to come out. And Oscar, he's trying to be good, but he's got little Kieran on his shoulder here, literally right next to him actually, kind of egging him on a little bit. Now there were a few things that stood out to me, and one of the first things was that somebody asked why Kira and Kieran were no longer friends. Well, I'm gonna assume they just weren't really ever friends to begin with. It was just because their husbands or their significant others were friends and they're in the same family vlogging industry, so it just seemed like a good fit, but I'm gonna assume they just really weren't real friends. Kieran says she's not gonna comment on it or, says should she answer it. Karina chimes in with saying, friendships are a two-way street and it doesn't matter if you're a shitty person or something like that. Basically echoing something that Kira said in a video a while back. They all had a good laugh at that. Then another person asked if Oscar had hooked up with anybody since he and Kira split. He said no, but he did say in a moment of honesty, he said, you want me to be honest? I have asked her out. She did agree to go out with me, but her mother broke her leg, so she's gonna take care of her mom. Another thing that was very alarming to me was that Karina was the one driving, but Karina was also watching the live while she was driving, and she was chatting in the live as she was driving, and she was buying badges as she was driving. I mean, she has two people who have 4 kids each. So total, like if she had gotten into a car accident, 8 children would go down to a single parent household. I mean, because I'm pretty sure KK and Baby J also have 4 kids. But Oscar does say in this live stream that he likes her, and people in the comments are saying, well, she likes you, she's commenting on your post, so that means she likes you. Of course that feeds more into the rumors that Oscar and Karina are gonna become a thing or like hooking up. There's not a whole lot to speculate on. We know there's like a mutual attraction section there. It's just not a if, it's more of a when thing, I guess. Which, like, I don't really care. Kind of like awkward to be blasting that sort of stuff on the internet. It was very immature to me to say that kind of stuff online, but as we continue on, you'll see that like Oscar and Kira are both extremely immature people that, you know, they stopped developing after high school. That is kind of where their maturity levels are at. Being awkward when they like people. Then a lot of people in the chat started asking more specific questions about Kira and her friend Hannah. Kira and Hannah had a podcast called Beneath the Sheets, which I briefly talked about as well. This was a podcast where they would give relationship and sex advice, which, once again, wouldn't take advice from them on either one of those things. Neither one of them have a lot of life experience or any kind of credentials or credibility to their name to insinuate to me that they actually know a lot about relationships, because Kira, her last relationship, which was with Oscar, that's somebody she met in high school, so all of her dating experience is for middle school and high school. And Hannah, I believe, is like 22. Her former fiance is still in college, I believe. So people were asking about them. Now, there have been rumors, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to spread rumors about people's personal lives, really. I like to talk about what is presented online, but these questions were presented online, so we're gonna talk about them. So it is known, Kira did say that she and Hannah are no longer friends. They did announce that the podcast was over, and people have been speculating as to why that is. Now, one rumor started that Kira and Preston, Hannah's fiance, were hooking up or were having an emotional thing, because there was a video where the four of them were all hanging out when Kira and Oscar were still together, and Kira and Preston are just like hanging out in the background, both on their phones checking periodically, almost like they were texting each other. Now, I don't know if that is true or not, but I have seen the clip and it's kind of like, yeah, maybe, but it's all speculation. But then some people were asking in the chat if the reason that Kira and Hannah aren't friends anymore is because they hooked up. Because Kira has expressed that she is bisexual, and I mean, that's really all that I know that she's expressed. She hasn't said like she really wants to go out and find a girlfriend or hook up with a woman. And so there was a rumor that she and Hannah hooked up, and that's why they stopped being friends. Somebody asked Oscar that in the chat. Did Kira and Hannah hook up? And is that why they're not friends? He seemed very honest. He said, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if they hooked up. I don't know if they're friends. He even said in this, somebody asked him, did Kira cheat? And he said he didn't think so. He didn't think that Kira cheated on him, but he doesn't 100% know that either. There were also a lot of comments that were just Kira and Preston. Preston is Hannah's fiance. Now, her former fiance, as it is now public that Hannah and Preston split up. Preston deleted his social media. Hannah still has an Instagram account, which have like pictures of her and Kira and everything, so she hasn't totally wiped it out. And then there was another rumor, there's a speculation that Hannah, Kira, and Hannah's fiance Preston all hooked up together. And that is why that all the relationships fractured, was because Kira was still with Oscar and these other two were in a relationship, and it just, after that, it didn't work out. Once again, all speculation. These are just rumors. Now, this particular rumor was just pushed forward on a video by a creator called the Dad Challenge Podcast. He did a video just recently pertaining to a picture of Kira that we're going to talk about in a moment. He did discuss that there was a rumor that this happened, and he went through an entire speculation. I've seen at the end of the video, he said he did actually reach out to Hannah, Kira's friend, and asked her if this was true. And Hannah said, no, this didn't happen. This is false. And spreading rumors like this can hurt people's families and have negative effects on their lives long down the road, meaning it can affect their job, like everything, you know? Hannah has clearly stated they did not engage in anything like that together. So going back to the Instagram live, I'm kind of all over the place, you guys. I'm sorry, I didn't write a script. It's just like all coming back to me. But we're going back to the Instagram live. It was really only about 20 minutes long. And one of the last questions was, does Kira have a boyfriend? And Oscar read the question out loud and he said, no, not that I know of, not anything that I don't think it's official. And then he realized exactly what he said. It's not official means Kira is seeing somebody, but they haven't officially said, yes, we are a couple. But he knew exactly what he did right when he said it, because then he just started demanding that Kieran turn the Instagram live off, and it was turned off. So yes, in this, he said he did not think Kira cheated. He clarified that he did not know if Hannah and Kira hooked up, that he does like Corinna, that he has asked her out, that they will apparently be going on a date, and that Kira has a boyfriend, but they are not officially boyfriend and girlfriend. Saying officially boyfriend and girlfriend sounds so juvenile, which is not surprising to me in terms of Kira and Oscar, because once again, I've already said it here, I feel like they did not mature past high school, and it's evident to me based on a photo that came out. Now, this photo, I believe, was posted to Reddit. I actually saw it on another creator, APOC's community tab, and I just commented, oh dear. I saw this photo on APOC's community post when I was literally making my video live on Friday. So I was like, oh great, this video is gonna get a lot of attention. It's not gonna have any information about what people are wanting to talk about. So let's talk about this picture. Now, this picture is of Kira, and the man standing next to her is Preston, Hannah's ex-fiance. Now, this picture, before I even heard anybody really talk about it, I was like, that picture is in Las Vegas. Just based on the body language, they are definitely seeing each other. You don't stand with a man like this and put your hands where she is, unless there is some kind of romantic thing happening. So, of course, it's just fueled speculation that Kira cheated on Oscar with Preston, and that is also why Hannah and Preston broke up. We do not know this. No one has come out and said this. Perhaps Hannah and Preston already had split up, and then Kira and Preston already decided they like each other. I don't know. But even so, if they even waited until they were split from their separate partners to get together, that's kind of scuzzy. Like, that's your friend's former fiance. Like, that was somebody who you pretty much portrayed as being your best friend. He did sound for their podcast. It gives this vibe of like, wow, she's been like kind of creeping on him for a while maybe. She was already emotionally, mentally checked out from Oscar. I'm not saying there was actual physical cheating or anything like that, but this could also be the guy that Oscar said, I didn't like how close you got to this person and it violated my trust in you. I will say though, based on their patterns of behavior, it's not very surprising to me. Now, when I was doing research for my first video on OkBaby, I watched a video called How We Met. You know, they got together in high school, but they met way earlier. They met in like middle school, and they met when Oscar was dating one of Kira's friends, and he dated a couple of Kira's friends, at least like two. And I mean, when you're in middle school and high school, your social circle is very small, so yeah, people do tend to like date others, like exes and things like that. That's high school though. That's very high school. And then to see this now, Kira with her friends ex and in her 20s, it just screams very high school to me. Like, once again, just like trading off boyfriends and things like that. Not to mention that like Kira is 25 and this guy is, he said he's 22 in the podcast that he and Oscar were on. Now, that's not a big age gap. It's really not. And in like most normal situations, like a 25-year-old and 22-year-old, not a big deal. But this 25-year-old and this 22-year-old are in totally different universes. Kira is 25 and the mother of 4 kids, one being 6 years old. Preston is 22 and said that he moved to Utah to go to university on a football scholarship. So this guy is a 22-year-old college student, while Kira is a 15-year-old in a 25-year-old's body with 4 children. Completely different worlds, totally opposite. And it is just screams like high school immaturity for me for her to just jump to her friend's ex. Because I'm going on the notion that there was no cheating involved with anybody. Her friend broke up with this guy and she thought, well, I'm attracted to that guy. I like him. I'm gonna go for it. That's not something that like adults do. Like, well, at least like kind-hearted adults. It also puts into perspective why Kira does not have many friends. Kira has apparently a pattern of being friends with people and then not being friends with people. I wonder why. So far, Kira has not commented on this. Kira did post a video, which was like a nighttime routine, get ready with me, but it was just a montage. There was some talking. Oscar hasn't really said anything about this either since this photo broke. And like I said, Preston's social media is gone. Yeah, it's honestly, it's super sad that she would do this to a friend of hers. Just gotta say, Kira's a class act. Classy lady. And I'm still gonna swing back to, it doesn't seem like they care about their kids. I'm really hoping that this was an eye-opener for both of them, just this like live stream and the photo leak. There needs to be some legality happening. One of them needs to get an attorney and start filing custody agreements, because I don't think this is gonna be copacetic for much longer between the two of them. I hope that all this was a bit of a wake-up call for them in terms that they actually have to think about what their futures are gonna be like, because obviously they're both moving on in different ways. And like I said in my previous video, Oscar's talking about moving to multiple different states. It's like every week he wants to move somewhere else. So these guys need to get some kind of legal custody agreement in place, because really this all should be focused on their children. Their children should be their top priority. It doesn't seem like they are, because if their children were their top priority, or at least if their children was Oscar's top priority, this live stream that he did would have never happened. It just wasn't appropriate. This is the mother of your children. You were with this person for 7 years. But then also for Kira to date her friend's ex-fiance and go on a trip to Vegas with him, that is shady. Shady lady. And that is it for today's video, you guys. Watch as I upload this, somebody is gonna say something else. Hey, I just wanted to come in with a voiceover real quick, because there's a few just like clips of things that I wanted to share with you that either I just missed or hadn't come out. So this is actually a post that was like on APOC's community post, and this was sent to him by a subscriber, and they actually DM'd Hannah, and she did confirm that they were dating and they were pretty much just like living together at this point. And then this I found very interesting. This is from Instagram, and this is an Instagram called OkBaby Facts. And they actually say, you know, look at his helmet. This is from the "She's Moving Out of Our Family Home" video, and she's wearing a hoodie that is the exact same logo from his football team. And this was posted on March 7th. So we can assume this was filmed like a week to 2 weeks before it was posted. So that would make it like end of February. I just find it very interesting, because, you know, it's common for girls to wear their significant other's hoodies and everything. And yeah, okay, you could say like people wear stuff for colleges they don't go to all the time. But yeah, like usually for like Big Ten universities, like around here, I see a lot of U of M and MSU stuff, but those are like Big Ten football teams. What, University of Utah or Utah State? I don't know which this is for, but that's not like a team that I feel like a lot of people would go out of their way to buy. It just seems like maybe it's his and she's wearing. Of course, that is just my speculation. I'm just basing this off of just like what I'm seeing, and I just saw it on Instagram and I thought it was interesting. And speaking of Instagram, Kira did actually make a statement, kind of, and she posted to her Instagram stories, and she said the following: "Hearing a bunch of wildly fun rumors after my breakup is comical. I'm so sorry to anyone who has to come across any negative things about me or my family. All I will say regarding this is that some people will do anything to get their power to try to bring other people down. Be that through rumors, lies, or anything else they can get their hands on. It is not worth my time to defend every single thing said about me, but I will say this. Regardless if you want to believe it or not, I did not and have never cheated on Oscar. I never cheated on anyone in my entire life. As you can see by my actions, if I am not happy, I will leave. I will also say what is being said about me on the internet is so far-fetched, most of it an outright lie, and believe it or not, people in my real life are doing well. Who I date, when I date, will never be made public until way down the road. You don't bring them home to mama on the first date. It's ironic how so many people say they are worried for my kids, but the only thing harming or embarrassing them is the drama and rumors that those same people are creating and spreading. I am happy, my kids are happy, and I will not let this bring us down. Thank you for the crazy amount of supportive messages, comments, and texts I've received over the last little while. I know this sentence is cliche, but I truly mean that. It helps way more than you know, and I don't know what I did to get so damn lucky to receive all the love and supporters that our family has. XOXO, topic of your daily drama for the next rest of my public life. And then she has some kind of like emoji faces. So we have Oscar denying that Kira cheated, or doesn't know if she cheated. Kira saying she did not cheat. Of course, Hannah confirming that her ex and Kira are now dating and practically living together. But she does deny that a threesome was the reason for anybody's breakup. I do feel like there has been so much crazy, wild speculation on the internet. But I just like to share like all of the things that I am seeing. I find all of these different pieces interesting. Of course, I don't want to spread misinformation, which is why I wanted to share all this with you. These people are just super immature, and I really hope they grow up a little bit and start to get to more mature levels, because they have 4 kids that are relying on them. Also, have they talked to their kids yet? Have they had the conversation about what is going on? Because this stuff is starting to build, and their oldest son is 6. I don't know, you guys. This whole thing is just a big old mess, and I don't even know. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.